Atiku played Northern card, Tinubu built a tribe of politicians, and Peter Obi will be president. Ex-Ohanize leader. Chief Dr. Sylvian A. Biwe is President Emeritus, aka Ikenga, Igbo Social Political Organization. Ibigwe was Vice President General, Ohanize Worldwide, and former Chairman, Faculty of Family Dentistry, National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. A former Chairman in Nnamdi Azikiwe University Teaching Hospital, Governing Board and former Board Chairman, Federal College of Dental Technology and Therapy, Enugu, and a former President, Nigeria Dental Association. It is the pioneer president of the Nigeria Chess Federation. In this interview, Egwe speaks on political party primaries and what the outcome portends for Nigerians going forward. Questions. So, the political parties have had their conventions for the primaries and the candidates have emerged. How do the parties fare going forward? He replies, I must give kudos to the various political parties in the way they democratically elected their presidential candidates, and the candidates who emerge are no political pushovers. They are all-rounded politicians and popular. So I think Nigeria is going to see the type of election they have never seen before. The gladiators have marched to the playing ground to do the battle, and we pray that the election will be free and fair without any interference. Question. There was dollar rain for PDP and APC delegates coupled with the stepping down of contestants for fellow contestants. It showed a new phase of politicking in the country. How do you react? He replies, it is unfortunate that dollars, not even Nigerian naira, played a significant role during the presidential primaries. It is a big shame. I must say it is a complete betrayal and economic failure of those in charge of governance. Dollar is never a flat currency for business in Nigeria. Dollar is international money, and for anyone to be flaunting dollars during electoral period, they have gone against the electoral guidelines, they have gone against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and in any normal climate where there is law and order, all those who use dollars to bribe delegates should be brought to book by the EFCC and charged accordingly. In all sincerity, given the Electoral Act, because, I read about how potentially Tinubu and Atiku may have violated the Electoral Act. And in the Electoral Act, there are offences relating to bribery and corruption and also relating to some sort of manipulation of some kind. I mean, in all sincerity, given, for the fact that we know this, and it's we will say alleged, but in some way it's safe to say that they could have violated or acted contrary to the Electoral Act. And there's also grounds for what disqualification can be. Because at the end of the day, there's no point talking about all these offences if they're not worth disqualification. It's as simple as that. Well, next question. In APC, Asiwaju Tinubu emerged after his outburst at Abeokuta about having made Muhammadu Buhari president. Did he go too far? He replies, well, for Tinubu to have said that, there may be some truth there because Tinubu has always been a rallying point for many politicians. Tinubu has built a tribe of politicians, a colony of many politicians that you know about today. He understands the game of politics. He has been building his brigade right from the grassroots in Lagos when he was governor. He has made so many of them prominent politically, and there's no gainsaying that when he surfaced, he should be noticed, and everybody started shaking. He has the dexterity, the political outreach, and the financial war chest to fight anybody. So we know how President Buhari came. Next question. How does Peter Obi fit into your political calculation after dumping PDP and becoming presidential candidate of the Labour Party? His reply, Peter Obi is a politician, he's intelligent, and has weighed his option. He had seen far beyond what others had seen, that the outcome of the convention had been determined. Peter knew that the rest of the players were just political chess, pawns of the political grandmasters. So Peter Obi played it and discovered that there was no way he could checkmate, and he had his own ambition, so he had to check out. Instead of going there to be disgraced like many others, he saw what was coming and knew that the process was skewed against the South. He knew that even his own people had sold out. He knew that he wasn't going to garner any votes, in that he was no longer a governor and all the delegates were under the control of the various governors who handpicked them. So there was no way he could have his way, so he checked out and joined the Labour Party. And I think that in Nigeria's history, I think it's pretty big. We can say he's been strategic, and from the beginning he already saw that he had no chance of being picked if he was running, with Atiku, or running against Atiku within the party. However, if we take that out of consideration and take another perspective whereby 3 days, something must have happened. But I think, it's such a big decision. 3 days to primaries, you decide to go to another party. It could have gone terribly wrong. And I think we don't express or understand that enough, that it could have actually gone terribly wrong. You don't know. We could have all seen Peter Obi and say, why did you move? What was the reason? Obviously, we can also understand with him being Igbo, with how things are going in the country. We can understand, and also that he was in PDP. We can understand why he would have done that anyway. But it could also have gone wrong, and I think it was a very brave decision by him to have done that very last minute, because 3 days to primaries is no time. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I have to say. There are people who say Peter Obi and his Labour Party are only making social media impact. What do you say to them? He replies, they are analog people. Anybody who underrates social media now is living in the past. Social media now is a powerful tool in mass education and mass mobilization. Social media is a powerful tool for any uprising. So you cannot underrate social media. Look at what happened in America and elsewhere. Look at former President Obama. How did he get them? Social media played a significant role in Nigeria. Look at NSAS. How were the youth able to organize at the sound of the whistle all over the country? In a jiffy, they came out en masse to protest against SARS. And that's pretty much valid. If you're underestimating the power of social media, that is, again, when it comes to mass mobilization of the youth, it's very effective, very effective. But, given our situation, I think Nigerians can also have to be realistic with, we can be on social media and think the whole of Nigeria is on social media, and it's not. A majority of people that we'd want to reach, where, in this political game where they state that it's only numbers that matter, and it has been for the last how many years, valid or invalid, legit or illegitimate, we need to understand that our reality is there is a significant number of us who don't even have access to electricity and good water and health, let alone social media. And the numbers are massive. And I think it's the same way as well. We should also not underestimate that the fact that some people, or a lot of people in the South, or people may just be forward thinking to think ethno-religious biases are just irrelevant when it comes to picking candidates. That is true. However, let's be realistic.